Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed Dior, and this is Arkham Horror, the card game. All right, continuing Path of Carcosa, the Doubt Route, with a Phantom Truth. So we do need to go through all of this. We've read it mostly all before, so I'm not going to read all of it. We're going to go ahead and go to Dream 1, which is down here. We each get the Lost Soul weakness, just like before. So this is the weakness I was concerned about for going a Doubt Route. If you're going a doubt route, you end up doing book test, and it's versus your willpower. So if you have to be taking like mystics and stuff, it can be, or in many cases, guardians. Guardians tend to have low book but decent willpower usually. It becomes this card literally becomes you just take 2 damage over and over again, or worse, you trigger some sort of bad token effect as well. And then, of course, on our previous run where we did, I think it was both Mystics, Conviction, of course, was very easy because most Mystics tend to have low book but high willpower. Of course, the ones I'm using are exceptions, which made it just this test just be kind of just an eaten card draw in most cases. So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, both of them are going to get Lost Soul and go from there. All right, go to Dream 2. All right. Let's see. If we didn't get claimed by the king, the king didn't claim its victims, but we did intrude on a secret meeting, which is different. So, if it isn't our esteemed guest, the man with the mustache and silver-handled cane says. He grabs a bottle of wine from the nearby countertop and pours you a glass. I hear you have taken quite the interest in our little production, he says with a smile. Tell me, how are you enjoying Act 2 so far? And then we go to Dream 6. Which is the same stuff we've done before, I think. I believe, yeah, Dream 6 we've done before. We'll go, the police are not suspicious of us, so we'll go to Dream 8. We do have 4 more, we have 5 tally marks for the Chasing the Stranger, so we go to Dream 10. And for this one, we're going to be doing what exactly am I looking at, which is Dream 12, which is a little bit different. Dream 12. You peer up at the stained glass, curious. What is the shape of the shadow along the window? What is the meaning behind this strange design? We get 1 doubt for that. So now we're up to 6 doubt. And then after that, we go to Dream 13, which is... yeah, it goes straight to Awakening. All right, at Awakening, nothing new there, but we do have Jordan Perry, which I believe this is the first time we've had this. So according to Mr. Jordan Perry, who had financed several performances of the King of Yellow across the world, Nigel Ingram was an eccentric and impassioned man, almost to the point of mania. Rumor was he hadn't directed any other work since discovering the King in Yellow. Jordan had first met with Mr. Ingram at the cafe in Montparnasse, Lagneau, Purdue. You travel there first, hoping to find Mr. Ingram. Also, I apologize ahead of time for messing up all the French names. Each investigator will start with 3 additional resources, and we start at Montparnasse instead of the usual starting location. The original starting location, by the way, was Gare d'Orsay. So that's why we're starting down here. And we already have it set to 8 resources, so we're good on that front. Everything else we need to take care of up here. So either you go the conviction route, which we are not this time around, but if we have higher or equal doubt to conviction, you go this route. So we got this going, and then a nice thing to note about the conviction route, by the way, or not going the conviction route that we had to deal with a few times, of course, was we don't have to worry about hunting shadow, which is really nice. We do have to worry about false lead, but that's okay. So we'll go ahead and shuffle that and be good to go. That's good. That's good. All right. Agenda 1A, the first night, as you said, step off the train in Gare d'Orsay. The sun sinks below the Paris skyline. You cannot waste any time. If Nigel Ingram is somewhere in Paris, you have to find him and wring the answers from him one way or the other. Let's see. While you have more conviction than doubt, this agenda gains when checking the doom threshold. Doom on cards other than this agenda, subtract from the total doom instead of adding to it. We have more doubt, so this is actually going to all doom that's placed will count now. Will count normally. The Parisian Conspiracy, version 1. You pass the Church of St. Barnaby as you exit the train station and cannot help but over here, the organ playing. Is there a sermon this late in the evening? You marvel at the wild and strange chords for a moment before continuing. Paris is a big city, and you have very few leads. All right. Spend the requisite number of clues to advance, which is 4 clues. At the end of the round, if there are 3 or more Doom in play, you will automatically advance. All right. Tokens. We're still using only Elder Things. Skull is minus X, where X is the amount of Doom in play. Right now it's 0, but it can go all the way up to 5 pretty easily. Elder Thing is minus 2, and if you fail, lose 1 resource for each point you fail by. So highest minus right now is just minus 2. Okay, so with all that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and put a break here. 1 second. All right, so before we begin, I am going to go ahead and go up here, get these randomized. Okay, and then shuffle this and draw. Okay, this is what we're looking at right now. I don't want the deny existence, I don't want the overpower, and I don't want the take the initiative. I do kind of want the ward right now. Okay, not too bad. We got a Twilight Blade, which we haven't really messed with too much. Our build just doesn't really require it, and we usually don't have the spare slot to use it. Starting with the Enchanted Blade is really nice. And then over here we got Marie. Of course, guess what I need to do as well, which is fix the setting here. Alright, that's a weakness. Alright, so we got David Renfield, among other things. Let's see. I will keep the Mystifying Song. Everything else I'm discarding. Yeah, I'll discard everything else. Alright, well I still got David Redfield anyway. Alright, we do have the Living Ink. That'll help a lot as far as getting at least some stuff done. But yeah, we don't have that much else to play around with, unfortunately. How much? And yeah, we got to be careful about the Doom advancing. Okay. So with that in mind, yeah, shuffle this, and yeah, we're good to go, I think. All right. Shuffle the encounter deck, and yeah, let's go for this. All right, discard a card from your hand, gain resources equal to the number of willpower icons in the discarded card, limit to once per round. Interesting. Okie dokie. And then, of course, we got the Gardens of Luxembourg. So there's a lot of victory we can get along this, so we'll definitely want to try to take advantage as much as we can. Let's go ahead and start with... Let's start with Diana. I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 actions to get out my Wolf Mask and Enchanted Blade. Part of me wants to go ahead and get the Enchanted Blade, Twilight Blade out, because I can. But instead, I think I'm just going to investigate here. We'll go... Actually, no, I'm not going to do that. I will go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and may commit events and skills beneath Diana as if they're in hand. As additional cost, you have to exhaust it. Got it. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get out the Twilight Blade. Get that all up and running. All right. Meanwhile, with Marie, I'll go ahead and spin an action to get out Living Ink. Okay. I'll go ahead and get out Dave Renfield. Just have some soak. And I could grab... I'm going to go ahead and just move up. While Byakhee is moving, it treats this location as connected. Got it. Alright, so that's everybody. let's go ahead and do our upkeep. Okay, Defiance. Upkeep. Crack the case. Okay. Mythos, first Doom. Torturous Chords, test 5 will. If you fail, put this into play and put a bunch of resources on it. Okay, I'm kind of okay with that. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So we're 1 to 5. Alright, I failed by 4. I'm completely okay with having this on me. Test Will 3. If you fail, discard the cards on the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. You draw it. If no enemy is discarded, take 1 horror instead. Kind of curious. Okay. Black Star's Rise is the one we're... Actually, no. Is it Black Star's Rise? Yeah, we got Black Star's Rise. That's the one we have. Okay, so yeah, this is actually in both of them. I'm actually 6 to 3 right now because we do get this during the Mythos, as long even if we don't remove a charge. 6 to 3, we pass. Okay, got a little bit of breathing room. That's kind of nice. All right then, let's go Marie first. I will go ahead and remove the Living Ink for now. Okay, end of the round. Okay, we're fine for now. Want to go ahead and investigate. 6 to 3. Good to go. 6 to 3. That is -1 right now, so we're good to go. Got both clues. I will go ahead and do Crack the Case to get 3 resources. So we're good to go on that front. And we'll go ahead and move. Question is what way do I go first? Let's go to Notre Dame. Gets -1 fight, +1 evade. I can do a willpower 6 test here, and if I succeed, I can either place a doom on the current agenda or remove a doom from the current agenda. Okay, I will. I'm kind of okay with that. Meanwhile, over here, would like to go ahead and investigate this twice. Yeah, let's go ahead and investigate this. We'll go 3 to 2. We do pass. We'll grab a clue. I'll go ahead and investigate. I am going to go ahead and do Defiance. I'm going to pick. I'll pick Skull because I will pass regardless. We pass again. Cool. So this gets us all of our clues. I believe I have to spend the requisite clues at this point. So let's go ahead and do that. Saint Barnaby. If you spent clues to advance, you nearly bump into a tall man, his coat and hat as black as his skin is pale. You remember seeing him through the windows of St. Barnaby Church. His organ playing continues to haunt you. Spawn the set-aside organist, enemy at the lead investigator location, draped in mystery side face up, and then go advance to Act 2, pursuing shadows. So this is the original one, which is the one where they were chasing us. This is the other side. Draped in mystery. 3 fight, 5 evade. Humanoid avatar elite. Aloof cannot be damaged at the end of the enemy phase. If the organist is unengaged, move it 1 location away from the nearest investigator. If it is engaged, disengage it instead. I was creeping along with my feet, almost refusing to move. Oh, cool. Alright, so spawns at lead investigator. He is aloof, so we don't need to worry about that for now. And what we got here is Pursuing Shadows, the chords that echo in your mind, the infertile man whose organ playing intrigues and terrifies you. Perhaps there is a connection between this shadowy presence and the king in yellow. After you successfully attack the organist, any investigator at your location may place one of his or her clues on the organist. Group limit 2 clues per round. If there are 6 clues on the organist, we will advance. So yeah, we have to engage him, hit him, and place. We have to get clues, and we have to hit him and put those clues on him. So that's going to make things a bit rough. All right. So with that in mind, it is still my turn. I am going to go ahead and draw a card. Okay, this Living Ink, which unfortunately will cost 1 now, is something we can work with. All right, that is everybody. We'll go ahead and go to enemy phase. During enemy phase, at the end of the enemy phase, he's going to move this way, away from everyone else. Upkeep. Okay, gotta let me handle this. So the plan here is I can use this Living Ink to get our stats up to 4s and everything, which will help a little bit. Upkeep. Okay, I've got a ward. So both sides have wards. Mythos, second Doom. Another Torturous Chords. This is going to make things prohibitively expensive for us. Do I want to go ahead and just deal with it now? Because now it's going to start costing like 3. Which is admittedly very expensive. I can make this work. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just do it. We'll go 5 to 1. Good luck. All right, so I have 5 resources on this. Okay. And then for you, Spires of Carcosa. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and ward that. I'll take the horror, do that, get rid of this. All right, Spires is a little too dangerous to deal with right now. All right, because then I would have to spend rounds trying to get rid of it. All right, or actions to get rid of it rather. All right, investigation phase. I will go ahead and use the Charge of Living Ink again. First action, I am going to go ahead and try to use the ability on this thing. So I'm going to commit a Fearless, so it's going to be 8 to 6. Yep, 8 to 6. We succeed. I'm just thinking here what I want to do. Because I could start putting Doom on David Renfield, but I don't think that's going to help me much. All right, I do pass. Excuse me. So that's +1, so that puts us at 9 to 6. So I do pass by 2 or more, so I do heal 2 horror. And I can remove a Doom from this, so I will remove a Doom. And then it's only once per game, so we'll just note that it's been used. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking about putting a Doom here, which would give me a willpower, which would be nice. And then I could always use Devin Renfield to get some resources after that. And then replace them with calling in favors later. But I'm not sure if I want to do that. So I think I'm just going to continue going as is. I am going to go ahead and do I want to grab clues? So the victory locations I think are back here and here. And we only need 6 clues to advance. So with that in mind, I think I'm just going to keep moving. When your turn begins, if you are in this location, you can draw a card. Cool. I will go ahead and just investigate this location then. 6 to 3. Good to go. Got a clue. All right. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to go ahead and move on over to here. Actually, before we move over, I am going to do the lightning bolt here, and I'm going to discard this promise of power to get 4 resources. Yeah, wilds do count. But yeah, then I'm going to move here. And I can go 4 to 4 here, but that's not enough. I'm going to go ahead and just draw a card. Okay, deny existence. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to nudge the Organist up this way. One thing to know is it only moves one location away from the nearest investigator. It doesn't care about the others. So I'm going to kind of nudge them upwards so I can start making my way there. So for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and just get out the Living Ink and get that going. All right. So that is it for that phase. Oh, sorry. Getting the Living Ink will eat up these 2 resources and make me spend 2. Because that's how Torturous Chords works. And yeah, that'll be, yep, that's everything. So I'll go ahead and do enemy phase. This guy I'll nudge him up this way. Upkeep. Okay, Dark Prophecy. Archaic Glyphs. Not exactly what we're looking for. All right, Mythos, back to second Doom. If there's no Doom in play, getting Surge, otherwise it's a willpower check. If you fail, you discard 2 cards at random. I'll just do this. So I'll go 1 to 2 here. If I fail, I am going to go ahead and do Deny Existence to prevent it from making me discard. This will still, unfortunately, cost me resources because it's any card. Yeah, each time you play a card. So it's going to cost me 2. I'll cancel the discards here. And then I'm going to gain a resource and draw a card because of the ability. And now I'm at 2 willpower. Okay. Screeching Byaku. I'm going to go ahead and do Let Me Handle This. Spending 2 resources. And take it. Okay. Investigation phase. Let's go ahead and start with Diana. My sanity is good, so this thing is just a 3/4/3. Of course, I have to use a charge no matter what. So right now we are 5 to 3 if I attack normally. I'm going to spend a charge and commit a vicious blow. So this is going to make it 8 to 3. I'm just seeing what my other options are. Should I Dark Prophecy? It's super risky. I mean, chances are I can get at least a skull. Yeah, I'll take the risk. I'll spend 3 resources because I have to spend 2 extra to do Dark Prophecy. This will get discarded. All right, so 5 tokens instead of just 1, and I have to take any of the any negatives. I have to take one of the negative symbols. Okay. Choose one symbol, those symbols, and ignore the rest. If no such token was revealed, choose one of those tokens to resolve and ignore the rest. All right, I will pick Elder Sign. Which means I get +2, so the total is like 10 to something. So I get 2 damage from the Enchanted Blade and another 2 damage from the Vicious Blow, which will one-shot this Screeching Byaku. Okay. I can choose to put a card back into my hand. I will go ahead and put this Deny Existence back in my hand, and then this Dark Prophecy will go here. Gain a resource back, draw a card. Stats will stay the same. So that was action 1. Let's go ahead and move next. to here. While you're investigating Opera Singer, double the base value of your skill. Currently, my base value of my skill is 4, I think. Let me look that up. So yeah, the base value is what's on the card. So essentially, that would be 6 plus 1, which is 7. So I can investigate that location at 7s. Which, unfortunately, is not much to work with. I do want to at least start getting some clues soon, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just use this opportunity to draw a card. Okay, B Cup. Would be nice if I had money, but I am broke. All right, meanwhile, I'm not going to do Living Ink right now, so my stats are going to be their base amount. Let's go ahead and move. Do I have a way of evading? Not really, but I'm going to go ahead and move up here. There we go. After you successfully investigate this location, you cannot leave the location until the end of the round. Okay. So this is something I can work with. I'm going to go ahead and spin 2 rather, to get out archaic glyphs. I'll go ahead and investigate this location 4 to 1 with archaic glyphs. We'll make it 5 to 1. So we're 5 to 1. That puts it at 4 to 1. So I get to get 2 clues at once, which is better than nothing. All right. So I moved, place. Yeah, that's my last action. All right. Enemy phase. This guy's going to go up there. Upkeep. Okay, take initiative. Upkeep. Unspeakable Oath. We can work with that. Redoom. It's right now, I'm 2 to 3. Yeah, I'll just go 2 to 3. I fail by a bunch, and then I'm going to go ahead and spend a resource to do Deny Existence to negate that, and that'll get rid of this Torture's Cord. Okay. And then I get a resource back and draw a card. Okay. I'm really taking a risk here because I'm pretty far away from everyone, and Byakhis will murder me if I'm not careful. All right. During the Mythos, I do have 6 willpower, so I'm 6 to 4 here. And I already have my madness, so yeah, 6 to 4. We pass. Okie dokie. All right, let's go ahead and start the investigation phase. Let's start with Diana. Lose a charge here. Give me a moment. Okay, I was just verifying that I'm keeping up with this. The rounds are a bit long here, so yeah, I should be at 3 right now. I'll go ahead and move up to here. After you reveal it, you must either take 2 horror or shuffle all non-weakness cards from your hand into your deck, then draw an equal number of cards. That's really tempting. I'm just going to take the 2 horror, though. Okay. I'll go ahead and investigate. I am currently 4 to 3. Yeah, we'll go 4 to 3. Failed. And 4 to 3. Succeeded. All right, we've gotten a clue. Also, I keep forgetting I can use this Twilight Blade for the stuff, but I never remember. That's okay. Let's go ahead and go with Marie. I'm not going to spend the charge on the Living Ink. I am going to investigate this location. I'll use a charge from Arcane Glyphs. So we're currently 4 to 1. That gets us 1 clue. So I'm just going to investigate normally now, 4 to 1. That's enough to get it. So we got 2 clues. I can't move from this location anyway, so I'm just going to use this opportunity to investigate one more time. 4 to 1. We succeed, and that will get rid of this unspeakable oath. Okay. So we got that going. God, it's hard to believe that we're only at 3 right now. Yeah? Because I moved up. Oh, I did forget to do the draw card thing. I apologize. I should have done that when I started the round at Lou Murray, which I'm just going to go ahead and do now. Sorry about that. I completely forgot about that. So yeah, we did this, did that, spent it, got to here, stayed here, and staying here this round. Yep. Getting a lot done, I feels like, but we still need to, like, you know, actually deal with the organist at this rate. All right, enemy phase, he's gonna go, we'll have him go this way. Okay. So what we can do is we kind of, can we just like wedge them between people? Upkeep. Okay, an actual, or buffed up enchanted blade. Oh no, we got this jerk. And I don't really have an easy way to get rid of him. I'm gonna have to wait till the Doom advances at this rate. Well, if I were to do it net, well, it's gonna go 4 Doom now. If I go 5, it'll go 6. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait till it advances. Mythos. So I've already increased it. This thing. I'm 3 to 3 right now. I am gonna go ahead and commit a take initiative and go 6 to 3. Thank you. And then over here, yellow sign again. I'm 6 to 4. Good to go. All right. So we got things we need to do. Let's go ahead and start with Marie. I'm going to go ahead and move her over to this location. After you evade an enemy at this location, move that enemy to a connecting location. Okay. And this is 4. Oh, geez. All right. I do not control weaknesses, unfortunately. Be funny to do calling in favors of that. I'm going to go ahead and draw a card and draw another card. Okay, that's at least something I can work with. I'll probably end up using the last charge of Archaic Glyphs here and hoping for the best. All right, and then over here I have to spend a charge, so I will. I am going to go ahead and investigate 4 to 3. All right, 4 to 3. Got it. I just wanted that victory. Okay. And then let's go ahead and move down here. Reveal the top card of the Investigator's deck. You may play it. Play an asset revealed by this effect. Paying as a cost under control. Okay. Not a huge deal. All right, so at this point we have 7 clues amongst us, so we have enough clues. We just need to get them on the Organist now, which is going to be easier said than done. Let's go ahead and do... I'm going to go ahead and check this about the Organist. 1 second. Okay, yeah, so one key note to here is it does say he has to, if he can, go to a location with no investigators. Got it. All right, so yeah, enemy phase. We'll just go ahead and move him over here. Upkeep. Okay, now they'll let me handle this. And another living ink, even better. All right, let's go ahead and do our Mythos. We're now 5 of 6. Marked by the sign. Test willpower 2. Okay, I'm 3 to 2 right now. Yeah, we'll just go 3 to 2. We pass. False lead. All right, now we have to do the stuff. 6-4. We pass, just barely. Yay for living ink. So remember, even if I don't choose to spend a charge, it only affects that current turn, or that current round, and the Mythos is at the start of a new round. So your stats reset at that point. All right, investigation. I'm going to start with Marie. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I am going to go ahead and use up this last charge. Actually, it doesn't really matter, but I'll use up the last charge, which is going to make it get discarded. I'm going to go ahead and play my other living ink, which for this round I will have these stats. Then I'm going to investigate. I'm going to commit a perception and use archaic glyphs. So this is going to make us 8 to 4. Okay, that's 6 to 4. So I beat it by 2. So I do get both clues here, which is all I wanted. And I do draw a card. And then I'm going to use Crack the Case to go ahead and get 4 resources. And then I'm going to go ahead and just move down here, because I need the card draw. All right. Let's go ahead and move over. I'm going to go ahead and... Also, I need to use this charge. I apologize. I'm going to go ahead and engage this guy. I'm going to go ahead and fight this guy. I'm going to use a charge of Wolf Mask. That's going to bring us up to 7. 7 to 3. I'm going to go ahead and use a charge here, even though the extra damage is not going to happen. So that's 6, 8. Yeah, 8 to 3. And I'll pass on anything but autofail. So 8 to 3. Good luck. Got it. Yeah, that's a good thing I did that, because yeah, right now Skull is -5. So I was at 8 to 3, so that would have been 3 to 3. So that's a tie. So every time you successfully hit this guy, you can place one of his or clues, an investigator at your location. Both of us are at this location, so I'm going to go ahead and use one of Marie's clues right now. And I am going to go ahead and fast out this Delay the Inevitable, because I'm going to get punched here in a second. All right, that is everybody. We'll go into enemy phase. I'm going to get hit for 1 horror, which I'm going to use this Delay Inevitable. Gain a resource back. Draw a card. Gain that. Okay. Then this guy at the end will disengage. So he's just going to disengage here. And then we do upkeep. Okay, survival knife. Oh, that's actually really useful. We can make that do work. Okay, second archaic glyphs, which you don't need anymore. Okay, Mythos. So it's going to advance. I'm going to go ahead and fast play when the agenda would advance by reaching its doom threshold. Until the end of the phase, the agenda can advance by reaching its doom threshold and remove it from the game. So I'm going to spend 3 to go ahead and remove Mystifying Song from the game. We are going to be at 6 doom, but it's not going to advance. Because I'm pretty sure what's going to happen is this guy's going to end up running away from us as part of the transition. So let's use this opportunity to get as much stuff done as possible. Mythos. Hunted by Byakhee. Test foot 6. If you fail, reveal the top X cards of the encounter deck, where X is the amount you failed by. I am currently 4 to 6. I'm going to go ahead and ward this. I'll spend a resource, take the horror, and just stop this. Alright. Gain a resource back, draw a card. Okay, and then for you, Torturous Chords. I am 6 to 5. We pass. And unfortunately, I could try to place Doom on Baron Samnity, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, until the end of the phase, the agenda can't advance by blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's just going to advance on the next phase. I did pass, so I don't get anything from this, and we're good to go. All right. I'm going to go ahead and start with Diana. I could use the Marie's ability, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to go with what we got. So I'm going to go ahead and... So the original plan was going to get out the beat cop, and also this goes away. So the original plan was to get out the beat cop and try to go to town that way. The other option is I just hit this guy with Survival Knife and hope I survive. I mean, I will survive. I have Twilight Blade, so yeah. Let's go ahead and spin 2 and tag out this Enchanted Blade for a Survival Knife. I'm also going to go ahead and exhaust this to get out of Delay Inevitable as a fast. I'm then going to go ahead and engage the Organist. Which is going to get me an offering back, which I'm just going to use to fight. Yeah, I'm going to gain an offering because I'm engaging an enemy. I'll spend that, so that's going to put us at 7 to 3. And I will go ahead and commit an overpower. So that'll be 9 to 3. We succeed. We'll take one of Marie's clues for that. I will draw a card. And that'll be it for that. Okay. Next goes to Marie. I will use the once per round ability of La Marie. It is group limit, so only one person from the entire group can actually do it. So I'm going to draw a card from that. And then I am going to go ahead and just... I think I'm just going to keep drawing cards. And of course, I'm not spending a charge here. Drawing a card. And one more draw the card. Okay, Promise of Power. Alright. Enemy phase. I am going to get hit for 1 horror, which I'm going to use the Delay Inevitable to get that back on here. Gain a resource, draw a card. Okay, then he's going to disengage. Alright. And then upkeep. Vicious Blow. I'm going to go ahead and discard the backpack at this point. Well, I have multiple backpacks, so yeah. And then upkeep. Deny existence. Alright, Mythos. This is going to advance no matter what now. Daybreak. Alright, birds start to chirp eagerly. An orange tint slowly spreads across the sky as the creatures of the night shrink back into the darkness. You spend most of the day resting, and the daylight passes quickly with very little to show for it. Before you are able to fully recover from the previous night's events, it is an evening once more. I did forget one thing. I did forget to do the survival knife attack, so I'm going to go ahead and resolve that. This is back. This will be with the 6 Doom still in play. So with that in mind, I am going to go ahead and commit a Defiance and pick Skull. So that's going to make us 6 to 3 against the Organist, and we're good to go. All right, so that will actually allow us to put a clue on this guy again. Sorry about that. So I attacked him when I engaged him. I attacked him, and then when he attacked me, I attacked him back with the survival knife. So my apologies. All right, with that in mind, let's go ahead and keep going. So each investigator disengages with each enemy engaged with him or her, and may move to a connecting location. Move the Organist 1 location away from the nearest investigator. Okay, so its keywords here is may, so I don't actually have to move. The Organist, on the other hand, will be moving. So I'm going to go ahead and move him towards this location. Okay. And nothing else happens. We'll go ahead and draw Mythos cards. Black Star Rises. If you fail, you must either place 1 Doom on the current agenda or take 1 horror for each point you fail by. All right. We'll just go. I could shuffle it back in. Yeah, I'll go ahead and shuffle it back in. Actually, no. I'll take it. I'm gonna use Twilight Blade. Well, first I need to make the test. 3 to 4. All right. I fail by 1, which means I'll take 1 horror, which is not as much as I was hoping for. Yeah, I'll just take the horror. All right. And then over here, false lead. I'll go 6 to 4. We pass. Yeah, Living Ink. I'm liking this. Gives me a lot of Mythos immunity here. All right, let's go into investigation phase. So skulls are now -0 again, which is kind of nice. And I have a dodge, so yeah, I'm just gonna keep going after this guy. I'm gonna go and get engaged by this guy, or engage him rather. I will get an offering back as a result. And I will go ahead and fight this guy. I'm currently 5 to 3, so I can't actually fail. So yeah, 5 to 3. Good luck. We pass by a lot, so I'm going to go ahead and search this and grab this Deny Existence. Okay. I will place a clue on him. And that's it for her. Yep. And then I will go with Marie next. I actually been kind of taking a little bit of risk here with Baron Samity here, but we're kind of okay. So, oh yeah, I didn't even read this. The city stirs as cold shadows embrace the streets. There is danger all around you, danger that you cannot escape, danger that will follow you to the ends of the earth. When will this waking nightmare end? And the usual stuff. Okay. I am going to go ahead and use Baron Samity to get a Doom on him. I'll go ahead and take my Mystic action. Oh, actually, do I count him as a card I control? Yeah, I do control him, so yeah. I believe that works. But I will check that. Yeah, according to discussions, this does count for her activating her ability. So I'll go ahead and activate my ability because I have nothing better to do. I'll go ahead and get out Rite of Seeking. Then I'm going to go ahead and move over to here for no particular reason. And then I could investigate this location, but I don't really need the horror healing. So yeah, I'm just going to gain resources because I don't have anything better to do at this point. I mean, I could try to get more cards, but honestly, she doesn't have any fighting ability, so it doesn't really matter. All right, enemy phase. I'm going to get attacked by the Organist. I'm going to spend a resource to dodge it, which will give me this back, get that back. But actually, before I do that, I do need to do Survival Knife first, so we'll be 5 to 3. I succeed because it's -0 now. We'll take one of your clues and be good to go. I see why this route is generally seen as easier. I mean, part of the reason why it's easier is we haven't actually spawned any of the monsters. There's like 4, I think there's 4 monsters in the deck, and I usually have the worst luck where I spawn all of them at once. And I'm just checking. Yeah, we've gotten all the victory here, so we're good on that front. Okay. He is going to disengage. And then during upkeep, I did get the devil, and I can't discard it. So let's discard this backpack. Okay, Great Memoir. Mythos, we're currently 2 of 5. Hey, Byaki. And marked by the sign. We also haven't gotten the Pallid Mask either. So that's something we might have to keep in mind as well. Yeah, we need to get that taken care of too. All right. Well, I'm 6 to 2. I'm gonna go ahead and just commit this Fearless and heal for horror here. Good to go. All right. Investigation phase. So at this point, I just need to hit him one more time, and we'll advance. And this is literally the last act. In any case, let's fight a Screeching Byaki, I guess. I'm going to go ahead and spend an offering. So that's going to put us at 7 to 3. I'm going to go ahead and commit this Vicious Blow. That'll make us 9 to 3. We pass by a lot. We do 3 damage. Then I'm going to attack again, just 5 to 3 this time. That deals with him. All right, so Byaki. Oh, actually, sorry, Byaki. So you have 4 or fewer. Sorry, I actually do need to use a offering here. I have less than 4 sanity remaining, so it actually gets +1 fight. So I'll actually use a wolf mask for this. I'll just go ahead and redraw though, and pass. I definitely passed the first one. It was just the second one was questionable. So my apologies. Because yeah, no point in me taking unnecessary risk there. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and use the get out the delay inevitable again. That is not delay inevitable. This is. Okay, get out delay inevitable, which is that's going to go down to 1. And then for my last action, I'm going to go ahead and engage the Organist. This is just to keep him still. I don't want him running around. Actually, yeah, I'll go ahead and just let him stay in place for once. All right. Meanwhile, over here, I'm going to go ahead and use Baron Samity to get another Doom token. I'm going to go ahead and just get a bunch of resources. Okay. Enemy phase, I'm going to get attacked. I'm not going to counter yet. I'm just going to use this delay inevitable to gain a resource and draw a card. Then he'll disengage. Also, I did get engaged there, so I should have gotten an offering back. Okay, and then upkeep. Another Beat Cup. Let's drop the Enchanted Blade. Okay. Mythos, we're going to be like 4 to whatever. Yeah, 4 to 5. Such Byaki. This will get us another offering back. Deadly Fate. Yeah, we still have another agenda after this one. I believe there's that card that will spawn the what's-his-face. So with that in mind, we should be hopefully good to go. Deadly Fate, I'm 6 to 3. Good to go. I will put a Doom on this guy. I don't need to, but I can. All right. And then, yeah, investigation phase, I'll go ahead and put another Doom on him and then remove him from play. So we're good on that front. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, no matter what, it's going to be decently far away. If I go here, I'll go 1, 2. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move with Murray. I'm going to move down here. I'm going to go ahead and just use this opportunity to get out some stuff. So I'm going to spend 3 to get out this, and 4 to get out you. Okay. And that'll be it for her for now. Actually, before I do the getting rid of Baron Samity, I am going to go ahead and use this action, the spell action, to get out another Archaic Glyph. I don't need to, but I'm going to do it. All right. Meanwhile, over here, I want to go deal with this Swift Byaku. Not much I can do about you, besides just hit you a bunch. Do I have one of these in my hand? Yes, I do. Okay. I am going to go ahead and... Ooh, I don't have enough. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to have to hit this Byaku a bunch. We're 5 to 2. Skulls are -2 again, so yeah, 5 to 2. Good to go. Not really much to get back out. I'll take a ward. I'll go ahead and attack again. And attack one more time. Good to go. Alright, that is all my actions. So this time the Organist is going to move this way. And then during the upkeep. Also, I was thinking about getting out that beat cop, but I can't because the Devil's still in my hand. Alright, I need to discard things. Let's discard one of the beat cops, and at this point, let's go ahead and get rid of the Living Ink. Okay, Knowledge is power. Mythos, 3 of 5. Okay, there it is. How close were we, by the way? We were a while. Alright, so spawn him as far... discard him, draw him, and shuffle the bear's deck. Okay. Alright, well, I'll go ahead and just put you... We'll put you down at Mount Parnasse. Oh, actually, furthest location is actually over here. Never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it'll be over there. Okay. So we're probably going to advance one more time. And there's not much I can do about that, but that's okay. That is it for you. I'll shuffle your deck. Hunted by Byaku. There's one more Byaku in the deck. And I don't really have an easy way to get rid of this. I'm going to go ahead and do Calling in Favors and Promise of Power. So I'll be 7 to 6. I passed, just barely. Cool. Next goes to Investigation Phase. I'll put you over there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out the Devil. And then I'm going to move. And I'll go ahead and engage. Just to keep him still. Meanwhile, over here, spend 1 charge to investigate. Well, I have to do their investigate. So it is what it is. Alright, we'll go ahead and move 3 to here. I am going to go ahead and use Alyssa Graham here and take a look at the top card. Stealthy Byaku. All right. Yeah, we were. I think we're good to go. Give me 1 second. All right. It just feels like I keep missing stuff, but that does not seem to be what's happening. Or if I am, I'm not noticing it even after looking. In any case, let's go enemy phase. I'm going to go ahead and just pop a deny existence. Gain resource, draw card. And then he'll disengage. Upkeep. Terrible secrets. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this in the discard. I'm going to put this in the discard. I'm going to keep the dodge, and then I'm going to use the Twilight Blade to deny existence the horror damage from keeping that one card. Okay. Mythos. We're now 4 of 5. Hey, look, you spawned that guy. He has 2 health. Frozen in Fear. I'm okay with having that. Alright. I'm going to start with the investigation phase. I'll start with Marie. I am going to use Living Ink. So that's going to put us at 7 to 6 here. And I'm going to go ahead and commit a Perception. So that's going to be 9 to 6 on the Man of the Pallid Mask. 9 to 6. We passed. We draw a card. He gets dealt with. So we're up to 6 now. Okay. I'll spend 2 actions moving. Actually, I will spend... Is it a move still? It is not a move. I'll spend 1 action and 1 resource to move to any rail location. So we'll go there. And then for my last action, I'm just going to draw a card. And then I'll do a 6 to 3 test. Good to go. Bye-bye that. All right. So this guy is going to... So I can provoke an attack from this guy, and I think I'll will, and just take the hit. Yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. I'm going to go ahead and engage the Organist, and I'm going to go ahead and use this Deny Existence to deny the horror damage and take the regular damage, which will of course get me a willpower, a resource, and a card. That was my first action. Second action, I'm going to attack the Organist. I'm currently 5 to 3, and there's currently 4 Doom in play. So I'll use an offering to go 7 to 3. So as long as it's not auto fail, I will pass. So 7 to 3. We pass. I'll put my last clue on here. There are now 6 clues on him, and we advance. Okay. Lost Lamb. You pursue your quarry through a narrow avenue, passing a set of heavy iron gates. You're in a dead end, a court with tall, old houses on either side. You close the gates behind you and turn back toward the shadowed figure just as day begins to break. Rays of light peek out over the skyline, and you lift your hand to block the gaze of the sun. Then, as though dispersed by the sunlight, the figure you had been chasing folds into the shadows and vanishes. You search the court for the mysterious figure, but there is no sign of him anywhere. Just as you're about to leave, you spot a plaque next to a red-brown door atop a steep, narrow staircase. It reads, N. Ingram. Check campaign log. If you intruded on a secret meeting, do Resolution 2. Okay. Resolution 2 then. Over here. Okie dokie. I've never done this before. All right. You can only assume that this house belongs to Nigel Ingram. Make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, Resolution 2. Out of curiosity, what is... Okay, cool. You can only assume this house belongs to Nigel Ingram, the director of the King in Yellow. At last, you have finally found your quarry, and yet it is little relief to your straining sanity. You feel like a dog being led by a leash, your fate decided by a cruel master who has long kept you in the dark. You push these gloomy thoughts to the back of your mind and knock on Mr. Ingram's door. A flock of magpies scatters from the rooftop at the sudden noise. Then, to your surprise, the door opens. Across the threshold of the doorway stands a tall man with a thick brown mustache. A familiar silver-handled cane leans against the wall next to his coat hanger. "So it's you," he says. "Come in. I have expected you for some time now." He turns away and walks towards his kitchen. You can hear teapot whistling, as though he's been preparing for your arrival. You enter his home, and unsure of what to do next. This gentle, unassuming man is not quite what you had expected. Nigel's home is a mess of notes, old books, and strange diagrams. Covering the coffee table in his living room is an old, faded map, bearing many fold creases and tattered edges. It looks to be an incomplete map of the catacombs beneath Paris, or at least a section of it. Mr. Ingram returns moments later with hot tea and a plate of cheese and crackers. "I assume you are here to find the path of Carcosa," he asks, wearing an excited grin. You shake your head in response, but he doesn't seem to notice. He paces back and forth around the room as he speaks rapidly. "He told me that you would be arriving soon, that I should prepare." Nigel turns towards you, and as he reaches the wooden door across from you, his eyes flashing. "Don't worry, all is ready. The way is paved." He opens the door to his study and steps inside, leaving you behind to interpret his cryptic comments. You wait a few minutes for him to return, but when he does not, you begin to worry. Then you notice that mold has already begun to grow over the cheese he brought you. "Mr. Ingram," you call out. And you hesitantly knock on the door to his study. There is no response. When you enter the room, you find him hanging from the ceiling fan, his body rotting from weeks of decomposition. All right, recording the campaign log that you found, Nigel Ingram. Each investigator suffers one mental trauma from the shock. Each investigator earns 2 additional experience as they gain insight to the machinations of the Tattered King. All right, and we're going to get 2 tablets this time around. All right. Also, just out of curiosity, not this one. Until you're instructed to. Yeah, if you have more conviction than doubt. Okay, so yeah, this was something new because we've never introduced the meeting before. Okay, so we get 2 additional experience. We also get Victory X. We don't need to worry about Jordan because he's already dead. Okay, so with that in mind, our total XP is 8. That is a good haul. All right, and then we'll be doing the Pallid Mask stuff next, and this is the one that has Haruko in it, so we'll be dealing with her in the future. All right, give me a moment, and I will spend some XP. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and max out the Living Ink, getting Vibrancy for 2 experience. So now every Living Ink will reduce her willpower by 1, but it'll increase her Intelligence, Strength, and Agility by 2. And these will stack, so if I were to get both of them out at the same time, that's -2 willpower, but +4 to the other stats. And that is Living Ink completely filled up. Yay for 0 to 5 Mystic. Alright, so yeah, that costs 2 experience. I'm going to go ahead and use another 2 experience to go ahead and upgrade the remaining Enchanted Blade. So that leaves me with 4 experience remaining, and I'm going to go ahead and upgrade both Emergency Caches to level 2, which is just I get the resources and draw a card. So that is all 8 experience. And then over here in the Fundsville, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade level 2 Ward of Protection to level 5. The first one will be free because of Arcane Researches and Down the Rabbit Hole. The second one will cost 2 because of Down the Rabbit Hole. And then with the remaining 6 experience, I'm going to go ahead and replace one of my Enraptures with Eye of Truth. So remember, Marie does get 0 to 5 spells, and Eye of Truth is actually a spell. I think this is the first time we've actually had this card, so it is a spell practice card. It's always watching you. You can commit it for 4 wilds, and if it's committed on a treachery test and the test is successful, you can take both it and the treachery and add it to the victory display. And while it's attached, the Eye of Truth will contribute its skill icons to all tests of copies of that attached treachery. So not only does it remove one of those nasty treacheries out of circulation, everyone else will benefit from the bonuses from this. Also, I didn't ever read the quote here for Enrapture, which is voyaging far from our placid island of ignorance. And then I think that's pretty much it on that front. Yeah, we actually don't have a lot of new quotes here. And power corrupts, and that's about it. Yeah. Opera, I'm going to need you to hang. Yeah, we've already read that one from Mandy. Crack the case is the only new one. When you eliminate it all, which is impossible, then whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. I don't think there's anything else of real note. Nope. All right. And we've played Diana before, so there's probably nothing new as far as quotes are concerned. Okay, but that is all 8 experience spent. We did also get a mental trauma, which is unfortunate. I was hoping to go through the playthrough without a mental trauma because we didn't burn everyone, but apparently that was not going to be in the cards for us. Probably the biggest concern I have is at the very end where we're going to end up taking a bunch of extra horror damage because that's how it works in Carcosa. I don't really have a super valid way. I don't have a reliable way to deal with that right now. I mean, I can soak the hits, and I have ways. I guess Marie has her own ways of healing using Fearless. It's really Diana that's going to have the trouble. What I'll probably be doing with Diana is try to upgrade her Deny Existences to level 5, but that's going to cost 4 experience each, so it's going to be a bit of a commitment. And we only have. Yeah, we only have Pallid Mask and the Black Star's Rise remaining. So, good news is we did pass Phantom Truth again, which is nice. It's definitely a lot easier when you're not being swarmed by enemies at the very beginning, and it's also very easy when you're the one doing the chasing. So with all that in mind, I'm going to go ahead and... actually, I'll go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Yeah, there was only one Byakuya left. Well, actually, there's a couple of Byakis left. So yeah, I think there's like 6 Byakuya in the entire deck. So it wasn't actually too bad. It's just I happened to have bad luck on my previous playthroughs. Anyway, I'll go ahead and call it here. I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror the card game. Sorry, my mind went blank. Path to Carcosa, Doubt Run. We just did a Phantom Truth, and I'll see you guys next time.